Enough said, I'm Nigerian. Enough said, Nigerian.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Mez Afro podcast. This week it's protests all over London and we're about to get our views and our opinions. Tonight, joining me is our usual guest, Akin. Akin, how are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Great. Teresa, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Great. Rufy?
I'm great, thank you.
Great. And we have a new guest in the house. Yinka, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Great. Now, go back a little bit to talk about recent history. We're from an ethnic minority community in the United Kingdom. I'm from Nigeria, and I think most of my guests are, except for Rufy, who's from
Zimbabwe, baby.
Zimbabwe. Thank you. Now, as an ethnic minority community member myself, I grew up in Nigeria before coming to the United Kingdom. And most of this protest has been based on immigration. Some British people are not happy about people coming here to take their jobs, etc., etc. There's one part of the story you never hear. It's what do we think, we the ethnic minority that actually come here and look like we're taking these jobs. I want to say, when I finish making my point, I think we're somewhat grateful because if I didn't come to England, I wouldn't have become this person I am, maybe doctor, maybe professor, based on who's sitting down here. I wouldn't have been able to provide for my family and friends back home. I know we have past history, but I want to focus on recent history. And recent history states there's suffering, there's hunger where I come from. And the jobs we do here enable us to provide for our people back home. Secondly, as the riots have been going on, our kids from ethnic minority backgrounds have been very angry. And they want to join the riots. But I think they don't have to force them. The British media is not interested. I think the British media should support ethnic minority communities to tell positive stories that maybe give a balance. I agree, they have immigration problems and everything else like that. But this riot started from a guy from Rwanda killing 3 British girls. But it looked like a cake that just exploded. But that's my take. I am somewhat grateful for being here in recent history. I want to turn to my guests and think and check out if they feel like me.
I mean, I agree when you say you're grateful, but I'm grateful to God and I'm not grateful to anything else because, like, I'm Zimbabwean and there's a very rich history between Zimbabwe and England. And it's somewhere where the Queen loved to be, the King Charles loved to always go, and they loved our country. Like, and I moved here since I was 9 years old, and I feel that there's a lot of not misinformation, but a lot of people that are ignorant, and I think they're ignorant to.
When you say ignorance, you're talking about
they don't have the knowledge. Ignorance means lack of knowledge, right? So the people that are protesting have lack of knowledge. So they're upset about these people taking the job, but what are the statistics that support that, right? And like the jobs that people that they complain about taking, these people don't want to do them. They don't want to clean. They don't want to work in a restaurant. They don't want to do those jobs, right? They're happy going to the job center every 2 weeks, whatever, getting their money. But they don't want to do the jobs that the jobs that they're willing to do. There's like a really
But do you think we have a point when we say it's not that we're still doing? I came into this country. I'm not shy. I was a cleaner,
Yeah.
but I rose up the ranks.
Exactly.
You know.
I will say that I agree with Rufy.
Yeah.
Okay, when she said that, it's okay to be grateful. Okay, but it's not okay to be grateful to the British, based on our history. But when you look at the cost of the protest itself, what led to the protest? The protest came about as a result of one lunatic, someone with mental issue, healthcare issue, going on rampage and killing innocent kids. So if you look at the whole argument surrounding the riot itself, okay, if you've been listening to the news, and if you've also been listening to a particular talk show, that's a guy called,
Kids Moving.
no, not that one. This guy,
The LBC dude.
LBC, is the guy
Yeah.
from LBC, is always very objective and factual in his argument. And based on the recent show that I watched, the guy proved convincingly, without any doubt, that the people that were spreading the news that led to the spreading of this riot based their argument on false information, completely false information,
I agree.
which is so unfair.
I agree. I agree with you.
They claim the guy that was championing this campaign, okay, claimed that the person that killed those kids, that the person is a Muslim, the person is an immigrant, and all the people, white racist, I should put it that way, you know, that don't like black people, they jump on that news and use that as a platform for their riot.
For all this thing. What I'm saying, Yinka, Akin, I'm coming over here. Now, what I'm saying is, you see this ethnic minority story that I'm telling, that in fact affects all of us, you understand, here. It's never told in the press, you know. I want to ask you directly, do you think it would have any impact if our children understood this side of the story? To say,
That's something that I
more recent history than, the past.
Well, my view is very, very black and white, you know. And to make it very clear to share my point of view, let's divide history into two parts. You have the ancient history, right? And we have the recent history.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening is a lot of the sentiments, a lot of the things that you can't talk about publicly in the ancient times have crept into the recent times, right? And because of that, we are where we are, right? So we're in a situation where there's the UK, there's Africa, and there are other countries around the world. And because of the economic situation, the imbalances, you're having people from Africa migrate to Europe. I'm not even going to say the UK or London for one. I'm going to say Europe, because this problem is not just a UK problem. It's not even just an European problem.
It's been going on.
It's a Western problem.
Yeah.
So they have created an environment where there's a North Pole and there's a South Pole, and one attracts the other. So the point is, one is doing economically well and the others are literally struggling. And what you're having is people pull from the less to do places into the well-established places. Now, one should ask the question, why is that? And who caused that problem in the first place?
Amen to that.
That's a question, but that's not the point I was going to make. The point I was actually going to make, right, and this is being fair to the other side, because I always believe that there are two sides to a story, right? And whilst UK would like to encourage people to come here and work, ethnic minorities to come here and work, there's a limit to the amount of people that can come in, to a point that the people who are indigenous to the land will begin to feel uncomfortable. And I think there is no science, there is no government policy that is taking record of where that point sits. So we're now at a point where so many people are coming in, and the indigenous people of the land are beginning to get uncomfortable.
People are asked, I was born and bred here. I haven't lived in Nigeria all my life, do you know what I mean? So my life has been here. And I've worked, let's say, in the NHS for 20 years, putting in the work to try and support,
British NHS. Let's have a drink to that.
Yeah.
British
So,
NHS.
before I, ventured into my own business. So people ask, what exactly, what is it that you want? Apart from us, there's other people who've already come and settled already. They made this place their home. What is the riot for? What are you actually asking us to do? Do you know what I mean? It's a question.
I think
it's ended now. What is your achievement? What is it?
I think it's a message to
You know
the
what I mean?
government to say that.
Then take it to the government. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Take
that's what protests do.
Yeah,
They
but
don't know that to take it to the
Yeah,
government.
take it to the government and don't be, directing your anger at the people who also here calling themselves from. Now I want to make a point is that I don't even know anybody that's purely English. I don't even know who is that. You got German and Spanish mixed together. You got black and Asian mixed together. You've got Swedish and somebody else mixed together. I just want to join that.
Yeah.
So what are those people not an ethnic minority? Why is it just the black and Asian?
The royal family isn't pure.
And moreover, this young boy that did this, born and bred here. Do you know what I mean? Like, so his problem is from here. He's got a mental health issue from here. He was raised here. He was born here. His parents are probably migrated from Rwanda and came
He's from this environment.
So he's from this whatever problem he has is cultivated from here.
Yeah.
So he needs help. Do you know what I mean? Like, a white man, I think, about 3 months ago,
when killed a black boy. Where were the rights?
Savaging. Where was it? Nobody even talked about that. That was nowhere to be found or mentioned.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying what the young boy did. He's probably got mental health, just like any other person would develop mental health. If you don't control it, the person's going to get out of hand. And unfortunately, he killed innocent young children. That doesn't, need to be that there in the moment. So, don't make it to say that is a black thing. Now, if that young boy now was a footballer who has brought in the whole golden football for England,
be treating the same.
Oh, go on, mate. Go on, now, boy. Now, all of a sudden, he becomes they forgot about his skin now.
Exactly.
Like, if he missed the goal now,
when he misses the goal, they remember his skin.
Okay.
So what do you want us to do?
Because
you know what I mean? So we're not we're not good.
You were saying selective.
We're only good when we are doing good for the country. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But when we are bad and when we are have a problem as a human being, like any other white boy would develop a problem as a human being, we are now targeted because of our colour and be able to say, oh no, because they're black or because they're coming to. And by the way, who's coming in a boat? I don't understand. What's this boat issue?
Teresa represents a huge part of the British public, except she's black, you understand? Because she was never raised in Nigeria. She was born here, raised here. Do you feel the British public don't really mind? It's just a small minority that is doing this. And secondly, do you feel if our stories came out that, without hearing me talk tonight, many people would have thought we were pissed off. You understand? Do you think if our story came out, especially if the kids know that in recent history, this is the only opportunity we have, do you think it would have helped the situation?
Listen, before I respond to that, I also wanted to mention something.
Okay.
So I heard that the Africans, the immigrants, they came to our country in a boat or whatever. When the English, when they first arrived, their so-called maybe Columbus, whatever, was claimed to have discovered Africa. How did they get there? Did they get there
on a boat?
On a boat.
You came on a boat, B. You came to our country on a boat.
So it is reprehensible for those ignorant people to have made such comments. It's pure nonsense.
Agree. Both everywhere.
Right.
I'm from Nigeria, enough said. And I came over to England to get success. This not be respect, this not safe finish. For the fact do not take the money, I'm not chopping it. Press my neck because everything joined. My future is gone, oh yeah, see this chief. This one is over, no activities. We just want peace and prosperity. The reason why most of us are casualties. Some people thief our property. I'm in the change business, but you get no change.